Hello and welcome to the Irish Aesthete. Previously, I was speaking about Summerhill, a palatial Baroque house in County Meath built in the 1730s for the Rowley family, who in due course became Lords Langford. As already mentioned, the house is thought to have been designed by Sir Edward Lovat Pearce, since in its monumentalism it displays many characteristics similar to those found in the work of Sir John Vanbrugh, to whom Pearce was related and with whom he's thought to have spent some time. Of course, changes were made to the house, particularly in the 19th century following a serious fire. Those plate glass windows, for example, are obviously a later addition. But despite damage caused by the conflagration, internally Summerhill still retained much of its original Baroque character, as can be seen in the double-height entrance hall. And many rooms still had their exquisite plasterwork ceilings, perhaps the work of the Lafranchini brothers. Unfortunately, come Ireland's War of Independence 100 years ago, Summerhill's unquestionable architectural merits were not enough to save it. As can be seen on this old Ordnance Survey map, the house lay at the top of an avenue that ran straight up from the village outside its gates. That avenue still remains, even though its point of destination has long since gone. On the night of February the 4th, 1921, a group of men turned up at the house and broke into it. The Rowley family were away, and the handful of servants fled through a tunnel up to the farmyard. When they turned back, Summerhill was engulfed in flames. By morning, the house was left a ruin, but my goodness, what a spectacular ruin. As the late Mark Bence-Jones would write, even in its ruinous state, Summerhill was one of the wonders of Ireland. In fact, like Vanbrugh's Seaton de Laval, it gained added drama from being a burnt-out shell. In the late 1940s, Maurice Craig visited the site and took a number of photographs of Summerhill, giving us an idea of what it then looked like. Vast and gaunt, and yet, even in this sad condition, a monument to Irish craftsmanship in the 18th century. However, before long, even the monument was swept away, because within a couple of decades, the remains of Summerhill had been demolished and the site cleared. Visiting Summerhill today, one has to imagine how it once looked from the scant remains still there, such as a section of the farmyard, clearly constructed on as monumental a scale as everything else, and the external walls of the old walled garden, along with a handful of ancillary buildings, such as this now derelict gardener's cottage. One or two things were rescued. Here is one of the former entrance gateways, which took the form of a triumphal arch. It was taken down and re-erected at another location some miles away. And earlier this year, I discovered that some small portions of the house had been salvaged and recycled as part of a mortuary pavilion in the graveyard of a Roman Catholic organisation, the Missionary Society of St. Columban, which has its headquarters elsewhere in County Meath. But otherwise there's nothing to recall what once stood at Summerhill. As a reminder, here's an image of the house as it was in 1913, when all looked well for the future. Following the demolition of the building, a bungalow was erected on the same spot, although it would barely occupy as much space as once did the entrance hall. It seems a fitting metaphor for Ireland's architectural ambitions in the aftermath of independence. Thank you so much for watching the Irish Aesthete. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.
Thank you.